Hey, I'm Jack, and today I'm going to be talking about a tender topic: why the divine masculine cheats and betrays. So the energy of cheating and betraying does not sound like the highest vibrational energy from the masculine, and that's correct. In this video, we're going to talk in detail about what is going on here, why he's behaving this way, so that you can find clarity and healing. And first off, as always, when I'm talking about the masculine and feminine, I'm talking about energies today. I'm not talking about genders. So if I say he, I'm referring to the masculine energy. Also know that this can happen in a twin flame relationship, a soulmate relationship, a karmic relationship, all of the above. So if the masculine in your life has cheated or betrayed you, first off, I just want to say that I really have a lot of compassion towards you. I know this can be really painful and difficult to deal with, especially if you're going through a heartbreak. So my heart goes out to you. So there's two scenarios probably going on here. One, either he does not want to be in a relationship with you, he's just not man enough to tell you, or two, consciously, he does want to be in a relationship with you, but subconsciously, his shadow side is playing out and doing these dirty deeds, cheating and lying. So you're probably wondering, how could the divine masculine do this to you? Well, every man has the potential for divine masculine energy, yet every man also has a lower masculine energy that plays out. And if he does not have the capacity to handle his lower aspects or his shadow side, then negative behaviors will play out. And most likely, he does not feel worthy of your love, and that's why he's sabotaging the relationship. And on the highest level, divine masculine feminine, you two are playing out deep karmic lessons to learn and grow from. So he may seem really confident, secure, and together on the outside, yet in reality, if his feminine is in pain and struggling, then he will leak out his energy and he will sabotage the relationship over and over again until he heals from the inside out. So a quick story of a woman that I know in my network. She recently came out that she was being lied to and betrayed by her divine masculine beloved. They had a business together. They looked so deeply in love. Apparently her beloved betrayed her over and over and over again, and the whole time he was lying about it. So when she found out that he was basically a pathological liar, it was just completely devastating for her. So now I'm going to share the signs of a pathological liar so that you can know exactly what to look out for. Number one is a pathological liar usually has incredibly smooth conversation skills. They're so skilled with their words that they're able to lie and manipulate people without them knowing. Number two, they appear like they are the toughest, most desirable, superior person, yet in reality they have extremely low self-esteem. Number three, they constantly love attention, and so they will flirt with anyone to get an ego boost. Number four, they use just enough of the truth to hook you in and believe them when really the rest of what they're saying is a lie. And number five, this is a really difficult one. Even when they come clean and it appears they're telling you the truth, it's actually packed with more and more lies. And number six, they resort to gaslighting to make you feel like you're the crazy one rather than them. So it's also really important to note that this could be your life partner or it could not. And in the case, if they actually are a pathological liar, I think you should be very careful about spending any more time with them. State to yourself the affirmation, never, ever again will I put up with this type of behavior. So let's dive deeper into what's happening here in the psychology of this masculine energy. So most likely, the love that you are giving him is boosting his ego. He does enjoy your love, and that's why maybe he has stayed in a relationship with you or has dated you for a certain amount of time, or maybe you two have been intimately involved. He does appreciate your energy, and yet it also awakens so much within himself. It awakens his full true self. And if this is the case, if his underlying lower masculine energy still feels deeply insecure and still has a pattern likely from his childhood of lying and betraying and cheating, maybe he learned growing up that the only way that he could be loved by his parents or that he could be successful in life was to lie and cheat. Maybe when he was speaking his truth, he got in trouble, or he got beat by his parents, or he lost love from his family. And so maybe he learned that lying and cheating was the only way that he could get by. So your love and your connection with him likely triggers his insecurities, his feelings of unworthiness, which then triggers that mechanism inside of him that he learned from childhood to lie and cheat and betray. And he uses brilliant conversational skills and manipulation to hide his lying and cheating, because he believes in his mind, especially subconsciously in his belief systems, that if he ever gets caught lying and cheating, that he will lose that love. So he will do his very, very best to keep his secrets secret so that you and no one else will ever figure out what he's done. And so in this case, he will lie more and more and more pathologically to keep his original lies secret. Now, if he is cheating on you over and over and over, maybe he is sourcing his inner worthiness through sexual connection with others. Maybe that's the only way that he can feel high, he can feel good about himself, because deep down he feels unworthy. Maybe he even hates himself on the inside. And so he constantly has to look for that validation and that attention on the external, and he has to manipulate his external reality in order to feel like he's receiving that worthiness back. This is what Gabor Mate calls the hungry ghost. It's that emptiness that is constantly seeking more and more validation, and it never ends until it's healed from within. Honestly, maybe he does not deserve your love, and especially if he is doing these lies and betraying you over and over, then he definitely does not. And honestly, maybe he will never change. You honestly cannot expect anyone to change. They have free will. They can either continue these lifelong patterns, they can continue being a pathological liar, or by some miracle, by some divine intervention, they could shift. And yet they need to figure that out on their own. They need to go on their own hero's journey. And by you trying to constantly make them change, or to constantly be hopeful that someday they will return, that just might not be the best realistic thing for you to do. And worst of all, that's using so much of your valuable time and energy and your heart that you don't want to go to waste. So once again, your connection brings up awakening for you both. And in his case, it brings everything up to the surface. And so he probably has to try even harder to hide the things that he's hidden from you. This is his dark shadow that's playing out, and he probably doesn't believe that he's strong enough, nor does he have the morals and the ethics and the principles to stand up and take control of his shadow, to heal, to do the inner work, and to be fully honest with you and transparent with who he is. Ultimately, the masculine does not want to reveal his deepest, darkest secrets and vulnerabilities to you, for that will make him feel weak. And he does not want to feel weak. If he identifies with being strong and confident and secure at all times, then he will never want to come clean and be vulnerable with you. Yet that is ultimately what he would need to do to heal. So really quick, if you want to make sure if this masculine is your twin flame or if you're wasting your time, then check out our 22 signs of twin flame reunion checklist. My beloved Amanda and I have spent years putting this together. You can go through one by one to make sure if he is your twin flame or not. You can check that out in the link below. So it's honestly easier for him in this scenario to continue his old patterns and to sabotage the relationship, to lie and betray. It's more familiar for him to do that than to come clean, to be vulnerable and heal. And so honestly, he's not running from you. He's not sabotaging the relationship with you. He is sabotaging himself. And until he is able to come clean about that with himself or with the therapist, then he will continue these patterns. If y'all are in separation, then he may return to try to win your love back. Yet, honestly, if he has lied to you over and over and over, how can you really trust him? He may try to win back your love with more lies. He may try to act like he's coming clean when he's not. Now, I can't say that by some miracle, he has some divine intervention and he comes clean and is ready to do the inner work and heal. Yet, I also can't say that that is a likely scenario. Now, one question you may be wondering is, why did this happen? Why is this showing up for you? How did you let this happen? And maybe you began to doubt your intuition at a certain point in the relationship. Maybe he was able to manipulate you out of your intuition, away from trusting your own inner wisdom, your own inner truth. And once he was able to manipulate that out of you, then he had leverage over you and he was able to continue lying and betraying you without you knowing. So it's not to say that there's something wrong with you. This is just a learning and a growth process. You can now learn to never doubt your intuition, to never doubt the red flags when you see them. Now, looking back on this, you can identify what were the red flags. Why did you second guess yourself? And how can you always tune into your own inner authority rather than giving it to someone else? Now, how can you know if they're actually being honest and not pulling you in and reeling you in with more lies? Well, that's only up to you. That's only up to your own inner discernment. Hopefully, you've gotten to the place where you really have learned the lessons, where you've really learned how to tune in with your intuition. Like I said, the only way he will heal is to fully come clean about all of his lies and to never ever tell a lie ever again from that point on. He'll probably need to go to therapy, to have a mentor of some sort, and do years and years and years of inner healing work. Those would be some good signs that he's coming clean. Yet, like I said, there is no way to know truly if he has fully come clean. So you need some time to heal from within and to reattune your intuition and your inner truth so that you can sense when he is lying and when he's not. Who's to say that you will know for sure? So it's tough to say. Maybe he could prove to you over years and years and years of coming clean and doing the inner work. Yet ultimately it's important to ask yourself if you can truly ever trust him ever again. Once again, check out the 22 signs of twin flame reunion checklist so that you can know if this is your twin flame or not, if you're wasting your time. Go through those 22 signs. You can download the checklist via the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste. Namaskar.